A reading from the book of Sirach. Come to me, all you who yearn for me, and be filled with my fruits. You will remember me as sweeter than honey, better to have than the honeycomb. Whoever eats of me will hunger still. Whoever drinks of me will thirst for more. Whoever obeys me will not be put to shame. Whoever serves me will never fail. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Erik Erikson, the great psychologist, is absolutely correct when he says that the basic ingredient of all vitality is hope. Hope either begins in the first year of our life or life itself doesn't begin. And when hope goes, that will mark the last year of our life, even though we may still be breathing. I think it's through hope that we learn to trust the world, and it enables us to enter into communion with other persons. So how do we make this wonderful virtue of hope a conscious force or power in our lives? Well, one of my favorite stories that really captures this embracing hope is the story of Zacchaeus in the sycamore tree. Now, here is a man who wanted to see Jesus, but the crowd was so thick and he was so small that he had to run ahead of the crowd, and he climbed a sycamore tree to catch a glimpse of Jesus as he was passing by. And as we all know, when Jesus reached the spot, he looked up and he said, "Zacchaeus, come down quickly, for today I must stay in your house." And with those words, Zacchaeus scampered down and welcomed Jesus with great delight. Now, can we say that what happened to Zacchaeus is what happens to us when we consciously hope? We want to see. We find ourselves in a kind of darkness and we want to see the light. We turn the eyes of our mind and our heart toward a light that has not yet emerged, a light that is yet to be born. Because we want to be delivered from this present darkness, this darkness which involves waiting. And the task of the soul is to move through the darkness toward the light. Now, this may sound paradoxical, that I tell you that you move through waiting, but that's precisely what we must do. We must run ahead with our desire, like Zacchaeus. We have to climb in order to see better, and we have to wait in hope for the Lord to come. Now, Zacchaeus in this story, I think, tells us something more. This light that we're hoping for comes from another person. Whether we're a prisoner waiting to be free, whether we're a patient in a hospital waiting for a cure, whether we're a woman expecting a child, whether we're a young man or a woman waiting for love, whether we're a person waiting for a job, the light cannot come totally from us alone. We must place our hope in another person, because we realize that only when we do so can that other person reach us. In fact, that's my favorite way of defining hope. Hope is putting ourselves within the reach of another. At the base of the shrine of Our Lady Perpetual Help in Washington, D.C., at the Shrine of the Immaculate Conception, there are inscribed these words: Mary, our life, our refuge, our hope. I find this such a powerful proclamation because it says so much in just a few words. because Mary is always someone who is within our reach if we choose to place ourselves in her care as our life, as our hope, as our refuge, as our life when our life is drained, as our refuge when we are alone, as our hope when we seem to be moving toward despair. I have no doubt that Jesus gave us his mother precisely for that reason, so that she, being human like us, could be within our reach as a woman, as a mother, as a human being like us. When, as sinners, we with hope show enough interest to turn and place ourselves within Mary and Jesus' reach, to get to a place where, like Zacchaeus, we can be seen, then they come to us immediately. They rush to our side. We don't have to crawl our whole way back. We don't have to whip ourselves into remorse. There's no special prayers that we have to say as if we were offering a sacrifice just to appease them. In the story of the prodigal son, the younger son moves toward the house of his father, but we're told that while he's still a long way off, the father sees him and begins to run. So we have to learn to overcome the obstacles and place ourselves in a position, so to speak. But Mary and Jesus run ahead to meet us. They are so assertive in the way they want to welcome us into their loving care. They say to us, like the lover in the Song of Songs, "Arise, my beloved, my beautiful one, and come. For see, the winter of your life is over. The rains are over and gone. Arise, my beloved, my beautiful one, and come. Let me see you. Let me hear your voice. For your voice is sweet, and you are lovely."